to episode 767 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. I'm Will. We got Mark, Pat, Wes. Full house today now that I'm back on vacation.
Hey,
I'm very happy to be back today because today is Mark's birthday.
Oh,
come on.
Hey-o.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mark. Is that why you're wearing the sunglasses?
No, I got these in the mail today.
Look snazzy.
I got these in the mail today, and I'm trying to keep the beach thing going.
Nice.
Trying to keep the beach thing going a little bit.
I got the date right. Today is your birthday, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I knew it was today.
Is it the 9th today?
I was 100% confident.
Yeah, that's something you got to get like the wife to text my wife type thing.
I have it in my calendar.
I don't have a Facebook or anything like that. Yeah.
No, I knew. I totally knew. I knew 100%. Now that I'm seeing you in the glasses, though, Mark, I think that we should one day just show up somewhere and you have a mustache and I have a beard.
Switch.
We could definitely fool people.
Yeah. I was saying we have to do that over a long weekend because your facial hair does grow quickly, but you don't want to come in with like no beard. So we have to do it over like a next 4th of July if we take the week off for like a 4-day weekend. Let's do it in the beginning of the trip, and then we'll come back and trick people. I'm in.
We could definitely fool people. It's like
Count
switching
me in.
numbers. It's like when
Count
Tiki
me
and
in
Rondé
next
Barber
vacation. Yeah.
switch numbers. You know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a classic.
That's such a good gag.
Remember when Tiki was like, no, man, my body's gave out. I'm out. Tiki's out. And Rondé was like, okay.
Rondé's like, I'm going to play another 15 years.
Right.
Yeah.
We have the exact same body, Tiki. This looks real bad on you.
Running
Both
back.
very good players, though.
Running back's a little tougher, though. You got a lot less tread on the tires because
I
he
know.
had a
Wear
2,000-yard
and tear.
season. All Rondé's doing is just intercepting the ball. And not
I know
tackling.
there's logic to it,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But it doesn't make it
It
more fun
Yeah.
talking about the logic.
Fair
Instead, I'd like to rip on these twins.
What was fun?
How was your trip? Yeah.
I listened. Well, my trip was great. I listened to the podcast while I was on vacation. So I just wanted to give you some notes on what I thought. I love the fun fact. I think that's very fun. And I apologize to Pat and Wes after listening to Monday's episode. I'm sorry that my rants have been abusive towards you, Pat.
Well, that's years old. That's years old.
And speaking, well, it stuck with you and
Don't
Wes.
apologize to
obviously.
me. No, don't apologize to me. I thought they were amazing.
Don't apologize to me.
They're my favorite thing in the world.
Speaking of rants about California, in my opinion, struggling with all the extra COVID policies they've got going on these days. I already did that in the Discord thread. If you want to get down on that, patreon.com/hardfactor. Been ranting a lot in there.
Yeah, so
Rants and the picks, we've been making money too. So you get rants, you get
Discord's
hot picks. Yeah.
You guys see that ivermectin story from Rolling Stone was fake? Posted that in there too. That's crazy.
yeah. So what
That is
happened with
crazy.
that ivermectin story?
Totally fake. The guy didn't even work there.
A doctor.
like,
So
a
to be
couple
clear,
years ago.
there's two versions of ivermectin, right? The human version
Right.
seems to potentially be something you might want to look into and have a doctor prescribe for you. Not the horse dewormer.
Not according to the
everyone.
FDA.
100% of people are like the horse dewormer. Don't take that. But there's the human version, which and then there was a story that came out where Oklahoma doctor
They
or
said
surgeon
the
said
hospital
that-
was backed
said
up.
the hospital was packed for ivermectin people, and that
Totally
guy
fake.
didn't
That
work
part.
there anymore, and might have been like a revenge story. It was not true.
That part was totally fake.
I got mad because I was arguing with an extremist that everyone's got that extremist friend on Facebook that's just a little bit off the
that's
reservation.
Facebook for you.
And you always end up getting just like roped into a conversation with them that you shouldn't waste your time having, but you do it anyway. So I was doing that with one of my favorite extremists that I ping pong with, and we were going back and forth. And I was making the point we made on the show about Rogan, saying like, "Hey, dude, like, that's dangerous what you're doing," without clarifying, because yes, it is a drug for people, but people have been taking it in Mississippi and ODing. And he sent me a Rolling Stone article. This is before this other Rolling Stone article came out. And he goes, "See, they're misleading you." And the Rolling Stone article was on the fence about misleading, but then now
The
they
Oklahoma
came out
one was
later.
totally
Yeah, I know.
fake.
Made
That's
me
all
look
you
bad.
do on
Completely
Facebook is
fabricated.
Made me look
share
bad.
articles.
Oh yeah, it made everybody look bad who went nuts about ivermectin. So yeah, I mean, Rolling Stone shouldn't be getting fake like guests.
I mean,
or whatever,
you should
fake
listen
interviews.
to your doctor, right? If your doctor
Yeah.
prescribes you ivermectin, then maybe take it.
Yeah.
Right?
We're not
Who
medical
are we?
experts.
We're not doctors, okay?
Listen to your doctor for your medical advice.
Not a
Also,
doctor.
I started binging The Wire. R.I.P. Michael K. Williams.
Oh,
I
fuck
thought
yeah.
you guys did a very nice tribute to him.
Oh
Have you
my
watched it before, William?
No, I haven't, so it's amazing. I'm really enjoying it.
It's quite a treat.
Somebody tried to toss me in the
Congratulations.
middle of it one time, and I just I couldn't get in the middle of it, but I started watching from episode 1, loving it.
Season
Loving it.
2 is a real treat.
Oh, well,
Only gets better.
I'm
Yeah.
very, very excited. One last thing. Thanks to everybody who contributed to Connor Snogga's Hurricane Ida relief run from San Antonio to Louisiana. Here's a picture of the trailer.
Whoa.
Tons of waters, and I think there's gas and other stuff, essentials for people who are there. And then here's a video. It doesn't have any sound, but you guys could see this is the facility they were taking everything to in Louisiana to bring, gas, generators, water, diapers, all kinds of stuff to people who are suffering after Hurricane Ida. So, thank
Connor,
you.
not a scumbag scam artist, just a great guy.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Just a great
turns
human
out.
being.
Yep.
Turns
Thank
out
you
good.
to Connor and all the donors. That's great. So we're able to help a little bit, help from the Hardo Hive.
Real coin flip there. Good for Connor. And
And like Pat said at the top of the show, join us live at 5 Eastern today for What the Fuck Wednesday in the Green Room app by Spotify. Today's topic is
okay, let's vote on it right now. It's either crazy exes or any sort of crazy sports story from your lifetime, like you were playing sports, watching sports. Sports story or crazy ex. Those are the top two.
I vote Crazy X's here.
okay.
I can go either way. It's fine with me.
Yeah. Either way,
I'll go
X's is fine.
sports.
Pat, you got a good one for that?
Are you gonna do one? Are you gonna do one?
I got a lot of them.
Okay.
All right, let's do
nice.
crazy
Okay.
X's then. All right.
X's it is. Today's
X's.
topic is X's. Join us 5 p.m. Eastern on the Green Room app by Spotify. Follow all the hosts on there. You'll get notified when we go live. Anything else, boys? You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do the news. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Holidays, history, and trending news, but not before today's fun fact, which is the unofficial end of summer is Labor Day, which means that according to ultra-rich white people, Americans in the early 1900s, you're not supposed to wear white clothes until summer starts again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and shoes, the shoes thing, right? That was a big thing. One time, I could have done a crazy ex thing about it. I didn't get laid once because I was wearing white shoes after Labor Day. She claims.
Yeah, no, it's literally Google the unofficial end of summer, Labor Day, the fashion rules.
Did you get laid ever in that relationship?
It was like it wasn't an ex. It was like a one night stand thing. She called me over at like 4 a.m. and this is around the college era, and she saw I had white shoes on. It could have been the fact that I was hammered too, but she claims it was the white shoes that.
That's
really turned
pretty
me off.
uptight, but
Yeah.
apparently, according to like ultra upper class people, like whites in the early 1900s who created this rule, it's a big deal.
Yeah, well, she might have been old money.
You're not supposed to wear your whites after Labor Day.
Good to
Yeah.
know. I'm caught dead in white shirt now. Jesus.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Yeah, it's low brow of you, Wes.
I threw
Now.
those shoes away. Fucking white shoes.
Ah, damn. Save me.
So, fun fact.
Thank
Are
you.
you sure it was the shoes? You did invite me over at 4 a.m. for a hookup.
Where's my cigarette breath?
Yeah, was it the breath?
All right. September 8 holidays are International Literacy Day, National Actors Day, National Ampersand Day, National Date Nut Bread Day, Pardon Day, Pediatric Hermatology / Oncology Nurses Day, Star Trek Day, Virgin Mary Day, and World Physical Therapy Day.
Ooh, terrible.
Yeah. Mark, I'm sorry for your birthday that you don't have.
What does that mean, Virgin Mary Day? Did God seed her on September 8th?
Would it have been the Immaculate Conception today?
But he was born pretty
No,
soon
no,
after
no,
that,
no,
right?
definitely
3
not.
months.
But that's like 3 months.
God, I think he was
She
born
was-
on
It's Christmas,
Valentine's Day or
right? So what does September 8th have to do? She was just 6 months pregnant. I don't know. So, I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Okay.
She was
That's a
going into
shitty-
the last trimester.
It's a shit slot of days.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Today in history, though, way better. Huge day in history. In 1429, Paris was attacked by Joan of Arc. She was eventually captured and burned at the stake by the English, sadly, but France did end up winning the war 22 years later. In 1504, Michelangelo's statue of David, from David and Goliath, was unveiled in Florence, Italy. Big time famous statue. In 1664, the Duke of York took the city of New Amsterdam from the Dutch, and the name was changed to New York City. New York City.
Yep.
There it is. And in 1781, the Americans defeated the British at the Battle of Eutaw Springs in the American Revolution. In 1930, 3M started selling Scotch tape, which would change the world forever. In 1945, U.S. and Russian troops accepted the Japanese surrender on the Korean Peninsula during World War II. In 1960, the classic horror film Psycho from Alfred Hitchcock was released in America. In 1966, the first episode of Star Trek aired, which is why it's Star Trek Day. In 1974, Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon, which is why it's Pardon Day. In 1998, Mark McGwire broke Roger Maris's 61 home runs record, ended up with 70 on the season. And in 2015, Stephen Colbert replaced David Letterman on The Late Show. So,
oh wow, nice.
He's got an asterisk though. That McGuire, right? It's an asterisk, right? Isn't it?
Yeah,
an
they
asterisk?
popped
he's
him.
on roids. I mean,
Yeah, well, the
so was
record
everybody
counts.
else who broke the record, right?
Yeah, I think the record counts, but he's just not going to get in the Hall of Fame. That's the asterisk. No, all
Man,
for
Sammy
him.
Sosa came out of nowhere, bro. He was like not even a shot of competing with McGuire. Came in when I think by the time July hit, and then Sosa just went on
Yeah, I mean, but
steroid
Barry Bonds was like Sosa in the fact that he was like a 30 home run guy in the first half of his career and fast. They just really they're just good baseball players and took to the steroids, Great hand-eye coordination, got muscular, hit the ball far.
I'll tell you what, 1930, how much were you overusing tape when that first came out?
Oh,
you were
man.
you were just
on everything.
Everything was taped. Everything was taped. How
Fun fact
exciting was
about
that?
3M, very
So good.
Fun fact about 3M, because I worked for them, they like to tell you how innovative they are. They spend a shitload of money in their R&D team because they started off as like three guys trying to mine silver or something, and they ended up
Well, they
getting
came
a
up with
complete.
tape.
They got a completely different precious metal, and then they just said, "Fuck it, we'll go with this precious metal." And like the motto's always been like whatever works or whatever's innovative. Like they're just like, yeah, they get into whatever the fuck makes money essentially.
Yeah, they got some good stuff. Tape, whoa.
Tape's good.
Oof.
Tape is one of the most useful things ever. I mean, duct tape is probably more useful than Scotch, but that's still a pretty huge advancement for mankind. Moving on to the trending news. It's a three-piece, but number 3 is a political mixtape. That was me mixing it up. Some politics. Greg Abbott trended on Tuesday when he signed the new Texas voting bill SB1 into law. And then later at the press conference, when asked about the new 6-week abortion ban, different topic, Abbott said he wants to aggressively get all rapists off the street. And then Twitter reactions compared modern day Texas to the movie Minority Report, since you'd have to technically pre-catch the rapists to avoid their first rape, technically. Related to that, neighboring Mexico decriminalized abortions on Tuesday. So that's a little Texas two-step there.
How out of touch is this guy who thinks that rapists are just hanging on the street? You think that's
they
where
are.
they're at? They're
With
just,
like a sign.
yeah, they're just on the street with their
They're
their
attacking on the
switchblades.
street.
Yeah, they're
Some
in the
point.
bars, they're on the streets, they're everywhere, Pat.
They're
they're
attacking
everywhere.
on the street at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it's like who was that
Maybe-
character that Charles Bronson played?
Yeah, Death Wish guy.
Death Wish. He's like Death Wish. He's like trying to
Yeah.
take the rapists out like Death Wish.
Yeah, well, maybe no one's tried this before. Maybe no one's tried to catch the rapist before. So
Now we
Right.
stop the rapists.
Yeah.
He
Today
was
we stop the
talking like it
rapists.
was a revolutionary plan.
Yeah.
We were letting him slide before.
Hey, it could work. Let's give him a shot, huh?
Yeah, let's give them a chance here,
You
guys.
hear that, ladies? Here's your consolation prize.
Just gotta
rid
get
of
all the
rapists.
rapists now. Yeah.
Starting now, off the streets.
Abbott's plan in action. We'll see how it goes. Next up in the mixtape, Trump employee and Getter app executive Jason Miller got stopped by Brazilian police on his way home to the United States on Tuesday from Brazil. Somebody in the government over there was mad at him for being there and like promoting MAGA stuff in general. He was there for like the rallies that Bolsonaro is having for him in Brazil, which are massive. So it's like, I guess Brazil's pretty polarized as well these days, because like, you know, one side's stopping him at the airport, the other side's having big rallies. Related to that, have you guys seen the skinny Trump pictures? Trump's
No.
losing weight.
No, let's see him. got
Oh
one?
shit! I didn't pull it up. I assumed
As a
you guys
people,
would have seen it.
Are we supposed to be upset like the North Koreans?
What do you mean? Oh, right. It is.
Remember when Kim Jong-un
He's
lost 12
emaciated.
pounds and hopefully gave it to his people or the rations, and the people, they mourned for weeks.
They videoed that farmer at gunpoint, probably, who was like, hopefully he's not going to die of starvation.
I googled skinny Trump, and the first one's just a completely doctored photo. That's way
No,
too
you got
skinny.
to go to Don Jr.'s Instagram. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know where it was posted, but
Comically
wherever it
skinny.
was posted, it's probably been taken down 50 times. Next up in the mixtape, Monica Lewinsky said former President Bill Clinton, quote, should want to apologize on the Today Show when speaking about her new miniseries American Crime Story Impeachment, which is out now as the time this podcast released on FX.
I'm sorry I didn't shove the cigar up her ass.
You think
Did you guys read? So
you think it would be a backhanded sorry?
Yeah, he's not sorry. Come on, he's a scoundrel.
Beanie Feldstein, Jonah Hill's little sister, is playing Monica, right?
Yeah.
And I guess Monica is an EP, an executive producer on the project.
Mm-hmm.
And I read an article that she demanded. It was like part of her stipulations for her life story being told that the scene or the situation where she pulls up her thong and shows it to the president be in the show. She was like very insistent that she wanted that to be.
That's what did it.
Yeah, that was a highlight for her.
Check it out.
That's
Well,
a
dude,
great move.
you got to remember in the middle to late 90s, a thong was novel. It
Right.
people are like, "Oh, thongs is just
There were
another-"
songs about it.
That's
Cisco
what-
sang the thong song.
That's
your
what
head
ladies
pop
wear.
off.
It didn't
Yeah.
used to be like that.
I mean, Pat, we don't have this movie if she doesn't do that.
Yeah,
so
right.
See
Kinda
that
pivotal.
A thong was a big deal.
thong,
It was a really big deal.
Yeah.
baby. I hope they play the thong song.
Top 10
during
hit.
that
He
part.
was singing. He's singing a top 10 hit.
Thong. I love to see the booty go.
And when Lil Jon,
What in the hell is that? Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that? Yeah.
oh, it's a whale tail.
Oh my God.
Shut the door.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You're going to get me impeached.
Lion Man Tucker.
Oh shit. That's out now on FX. You can watch it right now. Not political, but also the Matrix 4 Resurrections screenshot dropped, and the trailer will be available this week, September 9th.
The Matrix 4, huh?
Yeah, all these years later.
Okay.
Resurrections.
I think I'm just gonna watch Shang-Chi or whatever that's getting rave reviews instead.
Yes,
Oh,
Shang-Chi.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see that. Okay, back to the mixtape political. Joe Biden trended again with a blooper while speaking in areas affected by Hurricane Ida. He was speaking about natural disasters and climate change when he said this.
Looks like a tornado, they don't call them that anymore, that hit the crops and wetlands in the middle of the country and Iowa and Nevada. And I mean, it's just across the board. And, as I said, we're in this together.
Okay. I have to defend him here. He obviously knows what a tornado is. I think he's referring to the terminology of a tornado in the Midwest, whatever the fuck it's called.
Derechos.
Yeah,
He meant derechos.
Yeah.
He meant derechos, which
If he doesn't know what a tornado is,
right, but he's it was so the way it came out
Benny
was
thingies.
hilarious.
it's like upside down top.
What's that? It's not a tornado. He meant derechos. Apparently, he's also referring to an actual town called Nevada, Iowa, and not the two separate states, which would have made even less sense because there's not tornadoes in Nevada. So people were perplexed with that video from President Biden. Finally, in the political mixtape, The WHO is warning about the Mu variant being the next big thing after Delta as far as coronavirus variants that infect the vaccinated and recovered population. Which brings us to number 2, big time number 2 today, Fauci. Anthony Fauci was trending all over the place after a new FOIA request from the publication The Intercept unveiled just how much bat coronavirus in humanized mouse studying was going on at the Wuhan Lab. And hate to break it to you, it was a ton, mostly funded by Dr. Fauci's NIAID. And they even talk about how they know it's highly dangerous and likely to produce an accidental leak in the grant proposals to the NIAID and Fauci's people.
We'll give him the grant.
Yeah. Here you go. So this series of screenshots. I'm just going to read to you directly. The first is a tweet from Dr. Richard H. Ebright. He says, newly released documents provide details of U.S.-funded research on coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The Intercept has obtained more than 900 pages of documents detailing work of EcoHealth Alliance at the Chinese lab. So EcoHealth Alliance is who won this grant from the NIH and Dr. Fauci's department in there. Here's an excerpt from the article itself. It says the bat coronavirus grant provided EcoHealth Alliance with a total of $3.1 million, including $599,000 that the Wuhan Institute of Virology used in part to identify and alter bat coronaviruses likely to infect humans. Even before the pandemic, many scientists were concerned about the potential dangers associated with such experiments. The grant proposal acknowledges some of those dangers. Quote, field work involves the highest risk of exposure to SARS or other COVs, coronaviruses, while working in caves with high bat density overhead and potential for fecal dust to be inhaled. And so that's part of the article there about how they were collecting these bat coronaviruses to then try to infect humans with them.
So they started funding it in 2014, right? And they went all the way through 2020, and they did at least 2 full studies. One, I think, was on mice, and then one on bats, where they were, what's the terminology that Rand was using? Gain of function.
Gain of function.
They were giving these animals like the coronavirus and
trying
testing.
to transfer it, right? Yep.
Yeah.
So has Fauci come out? Because I read this stuff, and then I read, it was weird. It was like a legal document. So essentially, like, I guess.
Well, there's a FOIA request that the Intercept got, and that's 900 pages of grants and grant proposals,
right,
and grant documents.
But I think what Fauci was potentially getting at, and I want to hear what he has to say, because so there's like a policy that in the grant proposal that it's the NIH, right? That's who's funding it. That it's Health and Human Services. They have a policy where you can't do this, right? Like you can't fuck with nature in the way that they may have fucked with nature. And I'm curious. I'm just saying this is what I read. I'm just curious, like when,
right?
or
perhaps
how
he's
they let that
saying
happen.
it's like a naming distinction.
He may have said like, "Oh, that's not happening because."
But still, it seems like this
place.
group, Econo Health Alliance, was basically paid to study exactly what happened with the COVID-19 virus. Like, it was released, and that's the
FOIA,
description of the virus. Here's the last tweet from Dr. Richard H. Ebright. He says, the documents make it clear that assertions by the NIH director, Francis Collins, and the NIAID director, Anthony Fauci, that the NIH did not support gain-of-function research or potential pandemic pathogen enhancement at the Wuhan Institute of Virology are untruthful.
Right. So that's the thing about this, right? Like, it's not, we've already thought, we've talked about it, that it's obviously from the lab.
Fauci's been lying about the origin of the virus.
But this proves he's been at least
It's a
untruthful about it, which is bad.
It's a full on, he's been concealing the origin.
He hasn't mentioned this in the 70 million appearances he's made on TV and stuff. Like, this is not good. Obviously, it's not 100% we found the virus came from this particular study from this particular day.
Okay,
blah, blah. But Fauci's clearly not been truthful about funding gain of function.
The exact virus they were studying at the lab in the city where it all started. Yeah, at the time it all started.
I already kind of like was 100% sure it came from the lab, though. This is not
I mean,
good.
it's if you like at the I don't know if you're just waiting for him to admit it would be the only next logical, like that's the only thing left.
No, I don't know what I don't even know what I'm trying to say. He needs some answering to do, and I think everyone that involved should be hung.
Right.
Like,
and
honestly, but like,
obviously, Republicans in Congress are already calling for that, because he under oath said that they did not do the gain of function research. And taking it to the internet, here's how Twitter listed the trend, and it's just so funny to see how obsessed they are with like protecting Fauci's image. So the Twitter number 2, Anthony Fauci is the trending with Wuhan. And the story the brief text they give is COVID-19. Dr. Anthony Fauci said some U.S. hospitals are perilously close to having to prioritize patients for ICU beds. So that's not why he was trending.
Well,
obviously,
we'll see what happens tomorrow.
And it's just Twitter protecting his image like they always do. It's just so ridiculous with this. Like, everybody should be interested in the origin of the coronavirus. It's fucked up the entire globe.
If the U.S. funded the study.
Right, and the U.S. is part of it.
Well, I'm interested to see what happens today because essentially, like, it was limited publications that picked up on it because it's pretty new, right? And it's pretty dense. So, like,
but it's a FOIA request.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, none of the marquee publications that do the deep dive pick up on it. But I bet they will today. I bet we'll see.
FOIA's get you, man. We've been talking about it. You could FOIA any one of us.
The Intercept is typically a left-leaning publication, so I've been reading that most people assumed they probably thought they were going to be defending Fauci when they got the FOIA papers.
This shouldn't be. If you're left, you should defend Fauci. If you're right, you shouldn't.
It's just about the origin. Where did it come from?
Where did it come from? And how did it come from? And
well, at this point, it's gotten to. I feel like it's gotten to the point where the left is defending Fauci, and then now if he goes down, then it just trickles down to the left is responsible for this whole fucking thing, which
that doesn't make any sense.
Bad.
Well,
no,
I was just saying that the
I know it doesn't make any sense, but in the public's eye, it might.
I think that's the way people are feeling.
Yeah.
Well, we got to know where it came from because it's one of the worst things that's ever fucking happened in my lifetime. And I'd like it to not happen again. If we know where it came from, you'd want to know so you could actually like look into it.
Oh, well, wait till we get to the end of the show because there's something worse coming.
I don't think Fauci's going to
from the same place.
Really? I don't think Fauci's going to get another first pitch this year.
Oh, yeah, you think? Yeah, he's going to.
Not with his lack of athleticism.
They might be hiding him out right now, whatever he's doing. Okay, let's move it on.
Wait, Will, one more question. What? So these grants, which administration?
So NIH is the National Institute of Health, and then Fauci's like department within that is the NIAID. I'm not sure exactly what it stands for, but something about infectious disease.
Right.
And these were grant seekers. So the people like what's their name? Econo Health Alliance. They won a grant worth a total of $3.1 million from NIAID, which is Fauci's the director of that, which is part of the NIH. You know what I'm saying? So so they won the grant to then make the coronavirus. Basically, it looks like.
But
what I read was 2014, 2017, 2019 were all like grant years, and then
it started under Obama.
April 2020, I think the Trump administration kiboshed it.
Right, they put a hold on it once they suspected it was the source.
I think the most recent like new one was in 2019, Wes. But they started in 2014 is what I read. I don't
right, and that's a good point too about the Trump administration halting that particular contract, and also the former director of the CDC, Robert Redfield, friend of the show, has also said eventually it would be found out it came from the lab. To me, it came from the lab. I've been saying it for months. Think it
seems like it came from the lab.
Yeah, obviously came from the lab.
I mean,
you got to tighten up that lab, man.
Yeah,
it seems like it. Moving on.
Damn,
number one,
Wuhan virus lab. Fuck.
Got to make sure the seals on those windows are new.
I can't believe the fart lab smells.
Right, worst factory of all time.
Yeah.
Number one, the COVID factory. Number one, cream of the crop today. Bitcoin had another crash on Tuesday. Kind of crash. It was down 10.8%. in a one-day change, coinciding with it officially becoming legal tender in El Salvador. That's the first country to do so. So,
way to go, El Salvador.
Well, look, with cryptocurrency being less stable than traditional dollars,
Salvador's like, come on, man.
It's not surprising a change like this shocked the system of cryptocurrency in general. Yeah. But the price seems to have stabilized as of the time of taping. And we'll see how it does going forward now that it's the official currency somewhere. And that's today's cup of coffee in the big time.
That's something to look out for next time a country legalizes it. A small country does, like, you buy the dip. That
just everyone fucking with El Salvador is what that was.
Right. Also, like, what if the next country gives it a huge spike? El Salvador is really going to be pissed.
El Salvador lost like $50 million.
Right, because they had just bought a shitload of Bitcoin.
And then they probably fudded and got scared and sold it.
Yeah. So, but hey, that's how it starts out. A lot of like launch days aren't good for things that go on to do well. So
you learn lessons quickly in crypto.
Yeah. The whole everything's down. It's a great time to buy crypto if you're just like fishing the market for something new. And that's today's cup of coffee in the big time, which was brought to you by our sponsors, Paint Your Life. When I need an exceptional gift for someone, or if you do too, that's truly affordable, but also unique and of the highest possible quality, paintyourlife.com is the only place to go. Get a professional hand-painted portrait created from any photo at a truly affordable price with a team of world-class artists and the ability to work with them until every detail is perfect. It's literally the classiest gift possible on planet Earth. User-friendly platform lets you order a custom-made, hand-painted portrait in less than 5 minutes, straight from your phone or any device, and it can be shipped in about 3 weeks. Send any picture or combine photos into one painting for the perfect birthday, anniversary, or wedding gift. When Wes's self-portrait from Paint Your Life arrived at the Hard Factor studio, it literally took my breath away from the incredible quality and craftsmanship. It was incredible.
Gasps.
Yeah, gasps. You will get gasps with these paintings.
Clinton seeing a thong for the first time.
Oh,
What is that?
man.
Whoa.
I think
PaintYourLife.com.
forgot to finish that underwear.
There is no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. And right now, as a limited time offer, get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping, which is a ton of discount on a painting. To get the special offer, text the word FACTOR to 64,000. That's FACTOR to 64,000. Text FACTOR to 64,000. Paint Your Life. Celebrate the moments that matter most. Terms apply. Available at paintyourlife.com/terms. Again, text FACTOR to 64,000 to get in on this incredible deal.
All right, guys. This next one is a confusing story. It's going to end up like the scene in Always Sunny where Charlie's in the mailroom and he's connecting all the dots. Did you guys hear about the crazy story about the South Carolina family where the mother and son were murdered earlier this summer, like 3 months ago, and then just this past week, the father, who's a prominent prosecution lawyer, was shot in the head?
Yes.
You guys see this in the news?
It's been all over the place.
I'm so glad you're covering this because it's been
insane.
I've been looking at it over the last couple weeks. It just keeps getting weirder and weirder. I think it's peak time.
It's one of those stories where I have never wanted to read something less, but I've never wanted to listen to you tell me about it more.
Perfect. If someone could look up the Murdaugh family tree, Murdaugh, and get a screenshot of it for later, once we're done talking about these people, then we'll connect the dots. So buckle up. So in June, 52-year-old Margaret and her son, 22-year-old Paul Murdaugh, were found murdered near their hunting dog kennels at the family estate. Come on, the Murdaugh family.
Murdaugh.
Come on.
It doesn't. Yeah, this story.
Is this even a real story?
Right, because Murdaugh just sounds like a Carolinian trying to say murder,
It's like the Office episode. There's been a Murdaugh here. Okay. Anyways, they were found murdered in the family's estate dog kennel area. It's a 17,000 acre estate. 2 different guns were used. A shotgun was used to kill Paul, the 22-year-old son, who police think was the main target, by the way he was executed. And then a rifle was used to kill Margaret, who they think might have just been killed because she was there. Paul, the son, was on trial for a 2019 boating under the influence case where he allegedly drove a boat drunk full throttle into a bridge with 6 of his friends on board, resulting in them all getting launched off the boat and 19-year-old Mallory Beach dying. Alex Murdaugh, the husband of Margaret and father of Paul, found his family's bodies at 10 p.m. At his house, and the reason his house is on such a large estate is because the Murdaughs are one of the most powerful families in the history of the state of South Carolina, especially in the historic low country region of South Carolina. 3 generations of Murdaughs served as the 14th Circuit Solicitor, which is the Attorney General, like that's their term for attorney general, I guess, in South Carolina, from 1920 to 2006. They started a law firm in 1910. That's been around for over 100 years. The Murdaughs did. Alex himself, the 52-year-old man who was shot in the head, he's alive, is the current head of the law firm and the big swinging dick. But his father, grandfather, and great grandfather have been running South Carolina and that area for over 100 years. They're just the highest powered prosecution family in the state's history and have a shitload of money and political influence.
The Murdaughs draw a lot of water in South Carolina.
Exactly. It sounds so fucking fake. So just this week, Alex, the surviving husband and rich, powerful lawyer, was shot in the head by a stranger in a truck while he was changing a flat tire on the side of the road on his Mercedes, according to him. He survived the shooting and announced he is quitting his lawyer job and entering rehab for an opioid addiction. Oh, and it also came out that millions of dollars have gone missing from Alex's law firm and that he is the main suspect in stealing the money.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his son killed someone in a boating accident. He steals millions. He's got an opioid addiction. They have hundreds of years of corruption and running the state. But get this, there are also some stories alleging that the Murdaugh family was also involved in the cover-up of 2 other wrongful deaths. Back in 2015, here's a picture of this is Alex on the big guy on the right, his wife Margaret, who's R.I.P. and his son Paul.
He's got an interesting hair color, that Alex Murdaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Orange.
What is that? It's like, well, it's like
It's like tangerine.
It's Cheetos, man. He's got Cheeto hair.
So,
Wait, so the mother's dead. She was killed on the farm. The son is dead.
Yep, both killed.
And the
in
father
house.
was shot in the head on a separate incident.
3 months later, he wasn't there. He was I'll get to where he was in a bit. So there were 2 other wrongful deaths though in this immediate family's thing. Back in 2015, 19-year-old Stephen Smith was found beaten to death on the side of the road outside of Hampton, South Carolina, and several tips came into the South Carolina Highway Patrol that the oldest Murdaugh boy, Buster, Paul's older brother, might have been having a gay relationship with Stephen, and that he was involved maybe with his brother Paul in killing him because it was a hate crime where his skull was bashed in, and they might have been trying to cover up a gay relationship with the Murdaugh son and Stephen. He's dead.
that's terrible.
Yeah,
The one that's
also,
dead.
Stephen's dead.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's a fact. We don't know exactly how he died, but allegedly, maybe the Murdaugh boys were involved, and maybe the one Murdaugh boys was screwing him. Also, in 2018, their housekeeper Gloria Satterfield died from a quote trip and fall accident, and Alex allegedly paid her family $500,000 in a wrongful death claim, and some allege that the trip and fall might have been the crazy son Paul pushing her down the stairs.
Right.
She might have got too snoopy.
Yeah.
She might have heard something.
Or just upset,
Just upset him. They're powerful people.
So the
Sounds like they're
crazy
walking on eggshells at the Murdaugh mansion.
The crazy son is not the dead one. There's another son.
No, he is. The crazy son that allegedly pushed her down the stairs is Paul.
But there's
Buster,
another son.
Buster's the older son that is allegedly gay.
Okay.
Might be gay, yeah.
So Paul might have been okay. I got it.
This was
At
in
first-
2018. They
she
died in
died.
2019. Paul did, right?
The kid died in 2015. The housekeeper died in 2018. Paul died in 2021, June 2021. He killed someone in a boat in 2019. Lots to keep up with. The story is insane. I didn't even. Let's see. At first, it was reported that Alex was a person of interest in his wife and son's killing. Because he survived and he's stealing millions from his law firm.
He's like disappearing, right?
But he has an alibi that he was visiting his sick, dying father, Randolph Murdaugh III, the former big swinging dick of the state, who passed away 3 days later.
That's also weird timing.
Well, yeah, and his mom was there, but his mom has complete dementia, so it's hard to. I can't even include the large-scale opioid pandemic resulting in over 15 deaths in the immediate area the Murdaughs lord over, and a lot of alleged police cover-ups over the years, including the boating incident. I just don't have time to go through all the shit with the Murdaughs. Everyone's comparing it to like a John Grisham novel, and they're definitely going to make a movie about the Murdaughs.
They're like a more sophisticated family from the Ozarks.
Those like the
Murdaughs,
Ozarks are like, It's like the case this complicated and unique. I had to dive in deeper, and I went to the only place that would have the information I needed, the Reddit Murdaugh family murders thread. So that's where you got to go. Yeah.
So we don't know who shot the dad in the head.
Yeah, apparently, we got some theories we're gonna get to though, Pat.
Look, the dad is being so shady with that whole situation.
Dude, when you get shot in the head and you can still see and you don't catch the guy that shot you in the head, you know who shot you in the head, right?
He quit / got fired the next day from his law firm that he stole millions of dollars from after he got shot in the head.
For sure.
Yeah. So let's take it to some people on Reddit. Like Hospital Breakfast says this. What's more likely? Scenario 1, a super assassin, either hired or hell-bent on revenge, manages to sneak into Moselle, that's I guess their estate. This person / persons had intimate knowledge of the camera setup and was able to evade them or disable them. They kill Paul. A popular idea regarding this theory is that the mom was collateral damage, and Maggie, with 2 different guns, we know for sure that at least one of the guns belonged to the Murdaughs. Alex comes home and finds the bodies. The killer vanish into the night and decide to take Maggie's phone and drop it off on a road nearby the property. A few months later, satisfied they got away with the perfect revenge murder, they start plotting Alex's death, another Murdaugh to tick off the list, except this time they decide to be sloppy as possible in public and in broad daylight because, a perfect murder is usually followed up by whatever the hell that was. Or scenario 2, Alex did it and the cops knew from day one.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just stoked. I burned through all the Datelines, and this is going to be a Dateline special.
Yeah, you think so?
So what you're saying, Mark, is that scenario 2?
Yes. Now here's the tire theory from the headshot. I keep getting stuck on the tire changing scenario. Someone says, what prominent South Carolina attorney changes their own tire versus calling AAA insurance roadside assistance? This just doesn't seem credible. I don't know the area that well. Maybe someone has some.
This guy's a AAA salesman.
Yeah, exactly. And then some guy follows up to him and he says, we have a Mercedes and it tells you everything but how to wind your watch. Humble brag. He had no need whatsoever to get out of his car for anything because according to Fit News, the Mercedes has run flat tires, which means he could have driven 50 miles on a flat tire, and it doesn't come with a spare. It's a Mercedes, and neither does ours. The Mercedes would have told him the tire was flat and that he had 50 miles he could drive. He got out of his car way too early, and he slashed his own tires. So that they don't believe him. And then the last one I'll read you is I just got word from a friend that there's video surfacing of Daddy Murdaugh stabbing his own tires.
So people are thinking he stabbed his own tires and shot himself.
And hired a hitman to shoot or
so that's when he got shot when the flat tire occurred. That was
when he was changing the flat tire. Someone
Right.
pulled up beside him and shot him in the head, but didn't get him.
They said it
Well,
was
that could
very
still
superficial. The headshot wound was very superficial.
Right. It was either him or he hired someone.
Right.
Like
so that could still be
he's
possible.
been hiring hitmans the whole time. Yeah.
But still, it could be that his son did all of it and everybody knew the whole time, and now he's just trying to like hide in rehab with all the money he stole.
Yeah, Here's the problem. His immediate family is tied to like 5 wrongful deaths, and his family has screwed over everyone in the state for 100 years. So it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
Right.
such a rich kid thing to do, is to crash your boat into a bridge.
Yeah.
To have a boat in the first place and then crash it into a bridge. But
apparently everyone on the boat was pissed. They were drunk and he wasn't getting them home fast enough. So he like shouted and slapped at his girlfriend. He's like, you want me to go faster? And just put it on full throttle.
I'll show
Almost
you
killed off.
what happens when you tell whatever his Murdaugh name is what to do. You'll die. So he shot himself because there's no way you didn't trust someone else.
Yeah, the dad is being completely shady on
Shoot
the back
me in the
end.
head, kinda, okay? I trust you.
But it sounds like that kid had done a lot to
He's
get
like Damien.
people wanted him dead. So
So they need to look at Mallory Beach's family pretty closely.
Yeah. Like people wanted that kid
Or-
dead. So like it's not surprising that him and his mom show up dead in the same situation. Like because like
Steven's family, the gay kid. There's a lot of
Yeah.
families this
A lot of families are-
family
yeah.
ran through.
Yes.
Also the housekeeper's family, like because
Oh yeah.
Well, they took
There's a lot of
$500K.
yeah, but things changed. Maybe someone else in the family died, or it's an anniversary of her death or something. Who knows? It's a fucked up story.
Crazy.
And there you go.
So I'm gonna keep on getting better, huh?
Yeah.
For us.
For us,
Yeah.
right. Sorry, Mallory's family. If you have nothing to do with this, I apologize.
We should look at Mallory's family.
Gonna get me fired from Barstool. All right.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
All right, guys. For today's TikTok International Moment, we're going to talk about lingerie, pussies, and a little boy. Okay. Luckily, they are not all connected, as the stories are all from different continents. But man, if they were, what a segment, huh?
that would be nice.
That'd be nice, huh?
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
That's the aristocrats.
First, let's talk about some hairy pussies. And no, I'm not talking about the big hairy fat guys you might find at Comic-Con, nor am I talking about the female vagina. I'm talking about the kind of pussy that Mark currently has 5 of living in his house. I'm talking about cats. To the UK, where, as we know, like other parts of Europe and the world, COVID has really been a son of a bitch. And just like here in America, COVID laws have forced people to stay in their homes a lot more than they usually do, working from home, staying inside during the weekends. Almost every waking second just spent at home. It's been awful. And while this has been detrimental psychologically to humans, as we have seen people losing their minds, we also have to think about what's doing to our feline friends. So, when was the last time you asked your cat how he or she was doing, Mark, huh? When was the last time?
Like 7 times today.
Yeah, I know. You're a good cat dad.
Every time I see them.
Yeah, how you doing, baby? Yeah. So according to
What can Daddy do for you?
yeah, it's sugar. According to cat expert groups like Cats Protection Charity and Blue Cross for Pets, many cats, not all cats, but many are stressed the fuck out with the amount of time their owners and the children of the house are spending with them at home. You see, cats, like other introverts and solitary creatures, need some alone time. And with all that staying at home, they don't have the 7 or 8 hours of peace and quiet to act as a, quote, circuit breaker, according to the article, and it is stressing them out so much that over the past 18 months, vets have seen a huge increase in life-threatening conditions that they are attributing to that stress, such as blocked bladders in male cats and cystitis in female cats. You know what that is, Mark? Cystitis? I don't know.
I know that the males get urinary tract infections a lot, so that makes sense. If they're stressed, that's why you got to give male cats the wet food, because they get the UTIs.
Yeah, they're very stressed. There's a stressed out cat. So cat experts are suggesting making sure that your cat has a nice, safe place to escape. And if you see grooming itself, like it has OCD or eating too much or shitting in the house, it may be overstressed. And here's a comment from Twitter by Joanna Mont that kind of sums it up. Today, the vet told me that since COVID, they've had to treat a number of cats with depression caused by irritation that their people are at home all day. Obviously, it's not really funny, but that's the most cat thing I've ever heard. Apparently, dogs don't have the same problem. So
no, dogs are loving it. Cats are stressed out.
Wait, you said shitting in the house? That's a symptom of their depression?
It's a symptom of their
outside of the litter box.
I thought that was a fucking gift I gave them.
Outside the litter box.
Okay. Sorry. Shitting inside the house as an animal is stressing you out, cats.
No. It's a symptom.
If the cat shits outside the litter box,
shitting somewhere
letting
unusual,
you know that it's being crowded. It needs space.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a theory. Because my cats are fine. They're not stressed at all. They're peeing and pooping in the litter box. They're cuddling.
They have like a pack thing going on. So that's I feel like they have a different. Yeah.
I think it's the UK. I think these cats don't like British accents, and they need those fucking people out of the flats a little bit more.
Yeah, it's those tea kettles constantly going off.
And then the boy
cats
are chatter.
So shocked by the tea kettle.
Yeah,
yeah, every day.
I think
it's five days. It's 5 times a day is tea.
This is unique to the UK, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. For more information about how you can help your depressed cat, go to www.bluecross.org.uk. All right, now let's move to Australia, where we have a feel-good story as a 3-year-old boy with autism has been saved after spending 3 days alone in the Australian wilderness. Anthony A.J. Elfalak was discovered by police on Monday at around 11:30 a.m. after being first reported by his father Friday at 12:30 p.m. So over 3 whole days, if you count the time before his dad was just pounding beers and had no idea that he was missing. Police had their dogs out, their trail bikes, helicopters, search crews, and finally he was spotted by a helicopter sitting in shallow creek water 1,540 feet from the damn house. And here's the video.
I've got the boy. I just got to get obs on the... Get on the fire and get on the PA and...
Oh, my God.
Shit, he's eating berries.
No. He's drinking the creek water. He's just sitting in it fully clothed, drinking the dirty creek water.
Such bad diarrhea.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, man. This kid was so close to the house.
He's so close to the house. But the problem is that he's nonverbal, so... He's just hearing them being like, AJ, and he's like, nope, not today.
Can't respond.
Yeah, not today. But luckily he was found, and so as you saw, he's just drinking this creek water, which experts say it actually saved him.
He survived 3 days in the summer.
3 days in the summer. Nice.
Sounds like that down there. Whatever. It sounds like that Into the Wild guy could have used a little bit of autism.
Yeah, it was
touch.
just a little bit.
They said that when the rescuers first found him, quote, they put a hand on his shoulder and comforted him. He actually took a knee on our rescuer's knee and actually a big smile towards him as well. And they embraced for a moment. He was taken to the hospital for observation, and no doubt, like Will said, a massive bout of diarrhea is coming his way from all that creek water. He has some nasty ant bites and some diaper rash, but otherwise he's doing okay. Ate about 3 pieces of pizza and a banana just as soon as he fucking could, and is now resting, just clinging to his mom like the Dickens, as if he were to let go, he would go back to the dark and lonely ant water again. So,
do you think you guys could survive 3 days in the woods right now? I don't know if I could.
No,
with no
chance.
Knives or like tools, just the clothes on your back.
It'd be tough.
Really?
It'd be tough.
Yeah, nuts.
It'd be tough.
And finally, let's head to Japan, where the country's most prolific bra and panty thief in years has finally been caught after a legendary run and having stolen over 730 A-cup bras and panties from Japanese laundromats. 56-year-old Tetsuyo Yurata, which translates to, "I'll take those panties, thank you very much," in English, was arrested last week after police found this huge stash, pictured here, in his apartment. Of female undergarments and just tons of A cups.
Now, so you keep saying A cups. He specifically went after A cups?
Yeah. Are you talking about hopefully grown women's small-breasted brasiers? Not.
I'm talking. It's a Japanese joke that they have small tits. Sorry.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, okay.
Just checking.
Okay. There you go.
Just clarifying. That was his only option. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's his only option. There's tons of them.
It's not that he liked them more than any other cup.
I got no
choice. They didn't call him the A cup thief. They called him the bra thief.
Like a four-leaf clover finding a C cup over there.
Do they have different bra sizes in countries? Like they have different condom sizes in countries?
Kimonos.
I don't know. Yeah, like different, like instead of
that's a thing.
Numbers, so.
Yeah. Anyway, so he, it was in the city of Beppu. It all came down for Urata when a 21-year-old college student caught him being a little too greedy, stealing 6 bras from the laundromat on August 24th, and they were able to track him down to his honey hole. Police spokesperson said, speaking to Abima TV, which is local news, said, "We haven't confiscated such a large number of panties in years." Apparently, police in the nearby city of Oita arrested 40-year-old Toru Adachi, which translates to sniffs crotch like dog, in 2019 for stealing 1,100 pairs of underwear. I mean, if this is your thing, how awesome are laundromats, right? You think to yourself, God literally put these laundromats here for me.
Do you think these guys are born with like exceptional noses?
It's like an all-you-can-sniff buffet laundromat.
Like chefs.
It's just incredible for them. Laundromats
sniffing all day.
But it's huge. I mean, like it's such a big fetish that there's guys who get arrested for it, and there's like a cottage industry. I mean, like,
oh yeah.
I mean, like there's all the worn underwear. Like, I mean,
like
businesses.
moles.
Yeah,
just sniffing around.
Amazing. Here's a picture of him on a Facebook photo.
That's not him.
That's not
another
him.
A cup.
Where'd you find that, Wes?
Yeah. I just looked up Japanese man wearing bra.
Wes is gonna draw Apple's ire soon.
Yeah. So he's in trouble. They took his honor away. All that good stuff they do in Japan.
They took his honor away.
Officially, they made him sign a paper that
the court formally dishonored
him. You did this.
Yeah. And the TikTok International was brought to you by Full Bore Barbecue. Full Bore Barbecue is proof the American dream is still alive when you have a superior product mixed with unstoppable work ethic. What started with a group of high school friends trying their hand at a local barbecue competition has turned into a company that is trusted everywhere. It is known to make you the star of your backyard. Our sauce and rub combinations might as well be peanut butter and jelly. Classic flavors with that extra something that puts them over the top. With a wall of trophies and hardware to prove it, over 30,000 units sold nationwide, and a lot of Hive members have already bought these packs and sauces and rubs, and said they say the same thing. They're delicious. Best damn rubs and sauces you'll ever allow to tickle your taste buds. One small business, hard factor trying to support another. Full Bore Barbecue can be found at almost 300 retail stores. Check the website for location information and read their story and unique recipes on the website. Rub it in. Follow on Instagram at Full Bore Barbecue Products for fan features and at Full Bore Barbecue to see more of their work. We are offering you guys, our listeners, 10% off your entire order using promo code FACTOR. So stop forcing down that sweet baby raise and support a fellow Hard Factor listener by visiting fullborebbqproducts.com. That's Full Bore, like a pig. Yeah, Will's got it right there. It's like half full. bbqproducts.com to order yours today, and let's barbecue everything. And
it's half full. Because I've been
I know.
What's your guys' favorite flavors?
I like the Kansas City one. I've been using that on everything. Like, don't tell the Texas people.
I'm a spicy guy. Spicy beef.
Yeah, I've only tried the Kansas City. It was great, but I tried that garden rub on my chicken the other night. Really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
Guys, you know that I'm a stoner if you listen to the show, and you also know that I have a baby. So it's tough for me because when I get high, I get real high, too high. But I can't because I have a baby. So all those excellent properties of cannabis I'm not able to enjoy the non-psychoactive properties, the chill properties, if you will. That wasn't till I got on the caliper, baby. Because here's the deal. CBD, it's like weed with no psychoactive ingredients. It makes you chill. It's what they call the body feeling. Relaxed. It will make you go to sleep. It is all the stuff that I get from cannabis, but without the psychoactive ingredients. And Caliper, our partner, they do it in a way that no other CBD company does. They give you these 20 milligram packages. They're perfectly portioned. So you just drop them in a drink. If you know me, I have a clean canteen. I throw mine in my clean canteen before bed, and bam, I'm out like a light. Again, there's no psychoactive deals about it. I remember the first time I ever saw Will smoking CBD. This is years and years ago. I was like, I don't know, Will. And you were like, try it, Pat. And I was like, I won't. And then I finally did with Caliper, and I'm like, what was I waiting for? Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Because Caliper makes the best stuff. And they don't do that weird tincture thing like other CBD companies where you got to get it like put it on your tongue and like drip it down your throat. It's horrible. Caliper's like tasteless, and it just goes down smooth. So if you guys want to get down on the chill train, we recommend that you hook up with Caliber CBD, and you can get 20% off your first order if you use promo code FACTOR at TryCaliper. That's with a P, .com/factor. Risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, then get a free refund. That's TryCaliper.com/factor. Don't forget to use promo code FACTOR to get that 20% off your first order. Okay. Bro, fentanyl, right? Come on.
The worst. Am I right? Fentanyl.
Come on. You may have read the story that broke over the weekend about the Los Angeles comedians Fuquan Johnson and Enrico Colagielli and their friend Natalie Williamson that died after inadvertently snorting some cocaine that was laced with the synthetic opioid fentanyl. And guys, it's tragic. It's terrible. And it's becoming a major, major problem. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to read from the Fox News article that came out right around this happened. This is pretty much the same as all of the other major news publications' articles that reported on the story when it first broke. And they essentially all repurposed TMZ's coverage, their initial reporting, which is sad, obviously, because people died. But it's also strange and hilarious that the outlets focused in on one bizarre fact, and perhaps the least important of the entire story. So here we go. A batch of fentanyl-laced cocaine killed a comedian and two others and left the ex-girlfriend of Darius Rucker in a Los Angeles hospital, a report said. Fuquan Johnson, writer for Comedy Parlor Live, died after overdosing at a Venice home on Friday night, according to TMZ. Two other victims were pronounced dead at the scene, the outlet said. Comedian Kate Quigley, who lives next door to the house and recently dated Hootie and the Blowfish singer Darius Rucker.
Come on. Come on.
Who turned it on to coke.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's when he was singing I Go Blind. That's what he was talking about.
This after
why are they
Darius,
implicating him?
I only want to toot with you.
This after Darius split with his longtime wife last summer. Darius's rep, however, confirms to TMZ that he's not dating Kate and hasn't been for a while. They were reportedly going out for a good chunk last year. Quigley was hospitalized in critical condition, according to the report. Okay, so
hold my straw. Come on, hold my straw.
So yeah, I mean, I guess we've got to the victims, or we've gotten to how the victims are related to Hootie. Let's get to the actual meat of the story, guys. These folks were 48, 43, and 33 years old, respectively, and they bought a bag of coke on a Friday night, and they did it at their house in Venice Beach, California, and they're dead. Oh. So what the fuck?
It's happening all the time. It's happening all the time. Famous people all the time.
Yeah. As we covered on this show before, fentanyl is an insanely potent synthetic painkiller that's up to 100 times more potent than heroin, and it's becoming a real fucking problem. The drug, which, guys, originates for the most part from guess where? China has taken the lives of thousands and thousands of folks who didn't know that they were messing with opioids. It's believed to have been a factor in the deaths of Prince, Mac Miller, Tom Petty, not to mention the scare it gave to the one-time girlfriend of Charleston, South Carolina native singer-songwriter behind the 1994 mega hit 21 times platinum album Cracked Rearview, Darius Rucker of Hootie and the Blowfish fame. It is,
let
however,
her cry. Her friend just OD'd. Let her cry.
Fentanyl is like the COVID of drugs.
It's bad, dude, and it's going to keep on coming, and it's COVID
fentanyl air
related.
is terrible.
But it's everywhere. You can't buy a bag of coke and just assume, unless you like have seen it from overseas to here to your hand. There's like, you don't know what happened to it, and there's a very good chance fentanyl got.
Why are people using it as a cutter for coke? Is it because it's so cheap and
cheap and
that's
strong.
part of it, Will.
and effective?
Yes.
Essentially, your local drug dealer also was affected by supply chain issues during this pandemic, and it's been challenging to get.
What happens? Gotta step on it, as they say in the biz.
The real thing, guys.
Sorry to interrupt again, Pat,
Please.
but this is Will. This is the funny thing about stepping on it. Not only, but it makes it stronger. So it's like they're saving money, but it's.
Right, so the dealers are like, it's a win-win
The street
almost.
cred is like, this guy's got strong cocaine, right? Because it's got fentanyl in it.
Right,
they don't
except
know that.
for
it's not
when
strong
it kills
cocaine. It's
somebody.
fentanyl. Yeah,
But I don't want.
How many people does it do
opiates.
that to, and you don't find out though?
Oh,
Hundreds,
you're knowing
thousands,
now.
millions.
That's the problem, Will. You're knowing now. So, like, obviously, fentanyl started seeping its way into opioids a while back. We've heard the stories about how some dealers who were really fucking sadistic would put it in because when people started overdosing, the phone started ringing off the hook because a junkie's a junkie. Opioid's a certain type of drug, right? Cocaine's a different drug, right? So these people, it's starting to seep into cocaine more and more. Also, guys, this is a real sad turn of events. According to new reports from TMZ, they're citing an unnamed law enforcement officer that says fentanyl may have played a part in the death of Michael K. Williams this week.
Damn.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they found drug paraphernalia, and he's had a history of self-admission of
Right.
of
Yeah,
drug
it seemed
problems.
like where he was talking about to get in touch with his characters and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't want to bring that up yesterday, obviously, but it's
It wasn't super. I mean, it's still not 100% confirmed, so don't take that for word, but that's what TMZ reporting. TMZ is usually right. They're scumbags, but usually right. Recently
They get
released.
the early stuff because they pay for it.
They pay for it big time, baby.
ambulance chasers over there.
You want to see a picture of dead Mac Miller before his mom does?
Yeah.
TMZ, bro.
TMZ. I'm a lawyer. Recently released data by the CDC, guys, shows that drug overdose deaths reached a record high of 93,331 in 2020. And those estimates are not final. But, guys, that's 20,000 deaths more than the previous high in 2019. And that's the single largest percentage increase on record. Since 1999, so it's everywhere. A Detroit man, guys, is facing charges after police say he was recently caught with a dozen fentanyl pills hidden inside of a baby Yoda in Tennessee. Zave Gary, 34, of Detroit, was arrested by deputies in Rutherford County on August 27th while allegedly in possession of 176 clandestinely produced fentanyl pills that were meant to look like roxycodones. So, a version of oxys. Now,
They won't look in the baby Yoda doll because it's for kids.
And then you die when you take them.
Yep, you die when you take it.
Oh yeah, I read 2 milligrams is potentially fatal. So you take a pill, you're dead.
Yeah. So Gary got busted on the 27th, right? And then Gary was out on bond for a similar incident in Coffee County where he's arrested with 157 of the same type of tablets just 2 weeks ago. A Detroit man, Coffee County. I wonder if those tabs were, I don't know, headed to Bonnaroo. Fun fact about Bonnaroo, guys. Two-time Grammy Award winners and University of South Carolina alumni Hootie and the Blowfish and their enigmatic frontman Darius Rucker never graced the stages at the farm in Manchester. According to Bonnaroo co-founder Ashley Capps of AC Entertainment, they were a standout at Bonnaroo's precursor event, Hot Summer Nights, in the early 90s, drawing the largest crowd of the concert series. An estimated 13,000 people showed up for Hootie's set, and that was more than Hot Summer Nights artists Dave Matthews, Ray Charles, and Santana. So really pretty impressive stuff.
That is very impressive.
Ooh,
I mean, you
can't
got to
believe
get one
they
of those.
implicated him in that.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, if you're gonna, you got to get like one of those testers, like they see on like To Catch a Smuggler. Those real expensive, like they're like probably $1,500. But I mean, if you're super into coke and still want to do it, not a bad investment.
That's one of the only things.
Right?
It's one of the only tools they have.
Yeah.
What is the tool?
It's
Like
you
a
just put it's
heater
like
upper
yeah
or
you
something?
put it on. It's like, and then it tells what drug is actually in the powder. It's what the drug enforcement agents
Cops
use at
You're
the
like,
airports
nope,
and stuff.
This is just bad coke.
Right. No, it'll tell you if it's fentanyl, meth, coke, whatever's in there.
Yeah,
You
they
know-
need to figure out a fentanyl thing.
I think it was at Mark's bachelor party. I bought my one and only cocaine accessory, and I made a deal with myself that it would just be for that weekend. And I bought that cocaine accessory, and I'm just sticking with it. I'm at that point in my life where I can't go get another cocaine accessory.
Yeah,
I
time to
can't.
retire. Time to retire the cocaine
I gotta put-
accessories.
If
back.
there was ever
gotta
a
hang up
time,
the
it's the
fingernails.
fentanyl era. Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm saying, it's like the COVID era for coke. It's
It
like
could save your
not
life,
good.
Pat.
Well, I don't want opioids, bro. I just want cocaine.
I understand that, but this device could save
Those
your life.
days are over, man.
I'm not gonna do coke anymore. I'm sorry, and nor should you. That's why I'm covering this fucking story because look, I'll be honest with you.
Everybody, take your doctor's advice on how to do your cocaine responsibly.
Right.
We're not medical experts. I'd like to reiterate
no,
that.
specifically, this
But-
is guy to guy.
This is like the
Be careful.
this is like the horse version of ivermectin with the fentanyl. You know,
It's,
Um,
they should give them the death. I mean, if you get caught with smuggling fentanyl, you should go to jail for life, no matter what.
Oh, you know, each one of those pills kills like 10 people.
Some prosecutors are looking at legislation like that. Lawmakers are looking at legislation like that, like a follow the dealer murder situation.
Yeah, but good luck getting it off the streets if it's that cheap and that strong. I mean, it seems like it's just like going to be so pervasive.
They do all those drug Netflix documentaries where they like follow the drug dealers and they they wear the masks and they show them chopping it up, and all the drug dealers are like, hey, everyone does it. I got to make money. I don't give a
Shouldn't they
fuck.
just
Everyone
at this point?
does it. The more fentanyl, the better.
Yeah.
Aren't synthetic drugs at this point like so advanced that they could make like safe drugs for pretty much any situation, and then they should just like
Probably
do that, and then people wouldn't die from
Yeah.
overdoses?
Adderall,
It's
baby.
Except for-
Possible.
is that like people feel like then everybody be addicted to drugs?
I mean, ultimately,
If
Will,
drugs are like too safe and awesome.
this is the Sacklers family's fault. Ultimately, I mean, you don't have oxys pushed upon American citizens. You don't have this fentanyl problem 25 years later. But here's what's going on, guys. As Mark alluded to, the shit can fucking murder you with a speck, right? The DEA and U.S. Customs picked up 2.85 kilos, right? Now, this is a bit of an exaggeration, but the DEA director of the area, Benjamin Canfield, said it's enough to overdose or kill 1.4 million people. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen, but that's the level of potency that it is. So here's what happened, guys. Trump cracked down on Xi and was like, yo, stop shipping this shit to the States. And Xi was like, okay. And then he stopped shipping it to the States. And in 2019, China made it illegal, fentanyl, right? Which is actually a pretty big deal, apparently. I didn't know this, but it's a pretty big deal for China to make a compound illegal. But China kept selling the ingredients to make fentanyl on markets like Alibaba, the billionaire company.
You can just straight up buy the chemicals.
Like
you
their
just buy 'em.
Amazon.
And guess where they go, guys? They don't go to America no more. They go to Mexico. So that's
come up.
Yep. So
Already in the coke sometimes,
workaround.
or wherever else. Yeah, interesting.
They don't give a shit either. China denied accusations by U.S. congressional body that Beijing has failed to live up to the commitment to help stop the flow of the deadly synthetic opioid.
Well, it's a good thing we're stopping people from coming to the border, though, right? Because then at least that way it would be stopped.
Yeah.
It's like Russian roulette doing cocaine. Cocaine used to be so fun.
Yeah. They ruined coke.
Don't do it anymore. You really shouldn't.
No, seriously. You're going to know someone that dies. It fucking sucks. On Friday, right, when those comedians died, on the other side of the country, a town in Long Island, 8 people, right, all hit their guy up to get a bag of coke. 6 of them dead.
That's terrible. That's a real epidemic. Yeah,
That's going to do it for Hard Factor. Seriously, watch out. We love you. Have a great fucking day.
Hardfactor.com. Patreon.com/hardfactor.